Um, hey, it's video diary day. It's the 19th of December, and I'm just sat in my hospital bed waiting to go down for surgery. So, sorry, you can probably hear the TV playing. It's really loud, actually. I find noise really bothers me. The sensory overload has been quite significant, actually, since I started menopause. I really struggle with sensory overload. Why am I even bothering doing this? I don't know why I'm so tired, because I've literally just been laid on this bed all day. So I'm going to have surgery because my Achilles tendon was ruptured earlier in the year, and it didn't heal properly. So they're going to stitch it together today. So it's a good day in a lot of ways, because my leg's really wasting away, and I've got a really bad limp, and it's just not very nice. And it's really quite debilitating, and it's to be doing a lot of the sport that I like to do, and not just physically, but more importantly psychologically, actually. And even taking the dogs for a walk, it really bothers me, because after a little while I kind of have to drag the leg, because there's just no strength in it, and I can't walk on it properly. And it sounds really vain, but it just bothers me because I can't, and I haven't been able to wear high heels all year. I just fall over in them. And I actually really do like getting dressed up, and I really love shoes, actually. And these things all sound quite pissy on the surface, but actually they're not. These are all really important factors for our mental and emotional well-being. So for me, fashion and high heels and being a little bit outrageous with my fashion style, it's art, it's creativity, it's really important. It soothes me, actually. I just love it, in the same way that going down the river for a couple of hours with the dogs and just being out in Mother Nature and walking and enjoying the elements and just being free it's really balm for the soul. And although physically I can still do it, I'm much slower, and I can't seem to get into the flow state when I'm walking with the dogs, because all I can think about is that my leg's bothering me, and it's not an acute pain, it's more of I'm just dragging it. But it is really interesting how debilitating that can be. So in a lot of ways I'm actually quite excited about getting the surgery done today, because I really want to be able to move forward. On the other hand, if I'm really honest, I'm really scared. I am really scared. I didn't think I would be. I was quite relaxed about it up until this morning, but now I'm actually here in the hospital. I am really scared. I got really scared when the anaesthetist came round, because I have opted for general. And I know that has more risks than going with the epidural, but this is the first time I've actually ever had surgery, ever. I mean, I've had my kids, but I didn't have surgery with them. So I just couldn't get my head around being awake while somebody was slicing and dicing me, is the bottom line. And my consultant was very happy for me to have a general. I have had a general before, so that's what I opted for. But it's really interesting, because they obviously want to take you through all the risks and so forth, and it's just so fear-inducing, it's untrue. And the reason I didn't change my mind is because actually there's a risk in everything. There's a risk when I wake up in the morning. Life is not without risks. And I didn't want to make a fear-based decision, and that's what I would have been making had I changed my mind. I was really, really at peace and comfortable with the general anaesthetic decision I'd made, because actually I don't really want surgeons checking in on me. I kind of want them getting on with the job, but also I wanted to be able to focus on getting the surgery done on my rehabilitation, not on managing the stress and the fear of how I was going to get through having the operation, because it might actually be quite straightforward when the surgeon gets in there, and he might just be able to do, a couple of stitches, job's done. But equally, it might not be. And he's been very upfront about that, because I actually had this injury quite a few months ago now, so there's scar tissue and all kinds of things. So it might actually turn out to be a little bit more complex I don't really want to be part of that in terms of, yeah, I just didn't. And actually, I do trust the surgeon to get on and do what it is that he needs to do. And actually, I trust the anaesthetist to get on and do what he needs to do. And therefore, it was really interesting. That was really at peace with my decision. I had one before. For me, I felt it was the right thing. But it's, you know, really interesting when the anaesthetist started to talk to me, and you know, you can feel yourself focusing on all of these things that might happen. No matter how small the risk, you're told every single thing. And I really had to take a few deep breaths and try and calm myself to say, look, you know, what's the right thing for you? Because life is a risk. It's always a risk. So yeah, I am pleased I've stuck with the general, because if it does get a bit complex, I don't really think I want to be involved in that. So that's what this video diary is about. It's about fear, I guess. And the consultant came to see me after the anaesthetist, and he really reassured me. Obviously, they wouldn't, you know, be going ahead on that basis if it wasn't predominantly safe, as safe as it can be, because life can only ever be so safe. So I'm okay, I think, and there's no decision to be made here. This surgery has to be done. There's no two ways about it. So I just need to really take a deep breath and allow myself to be scared if I'm scared. And the staff here are really quite gorgeous and are very reassuring. And do you know what? That makes all the difference. I think that has made a huge difference, because I really did panic. I really did panic earlier, and the difference was having staff that are really reassuring, deal with this week in, week out. But also, one of the physios has had the same operation done that I've had, and she also had a general with hers, and it was really, really important. She shared her story and so forth, and that gave me huge comfort, actually. So 2 big things for me: human connection, the reassurance of everybody here, massive. And secondly, the experience, 3 things: the experience of the people that are going to do the work on me, and then sharing that, and, you know, just being very skilled and so forth. And thirdly, the sharing of stories of other people that have been through it and sharing that. And I think they're 3 really good principles for life, actually, that make life a little bit easier to deal with. So that's today's video diary, so I'll see you on the other side.